All right, everyone, thank you. So almost 20 years ago, I had the pleasure of getting to be in the first production that performed on this very stage. Wow. I'm grateful that I now have the opportunity to speak to you for the first TEDx event here at the Las Vegas Academy. And just as I asked the audience to journey with me those 20 years ago, I'm going to ask you to do that very same thing with me today. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, I want you to picture this. It's early morning, the world outside is waking up, but inside a small, dimly lit car, time feels frozen. You are a parent, sitting in the driver's seat, gripping the steering wheel with trembling hands. Your knuckles are white, your breath unsteady. You haven't slept again. Your baby cried through the night, wailing in exhaustion while you whispered every soothing lullaby you could think of, rocking back and forth in the darkness, begging the universe for just 1 hour of rest. Your partner left for work without a word, their silence heavier than any argument. You can barely remember the last time you laughed together, the last time you touched without tension crackling between you. And now you're sitting in the office parking lot, staring at the building through tear-blurred eyes. Your chest is tight, your heartbeat a dull, aching thud. You know you should be walking inside, putting on a smile, pretending you have it all together, but you can't move. You are bone deep exhausted, physically, emotionally, mentally. Your mind races. I'm falling behind at work. I'm failing at home. I'm failing as a parent. I'm failing as a partner. I am failing at everything. And yet the world around you keeps moving unaware. No one will ask, "Are you okay?" No one will say, "You don't have to do this alone." No one will offer, "How can we help?" Now, imagine for the first time ever you walk in, and instead of whispering behind your back about how distracted you seem or how awful you look, your colleagues asked, "How can we support you?" Imagine if your employer offered flexibility so you could catch up on sleep or take your child to therapy without fear of judgment or penalty. Imagine if your community surrounded you with care, not criticism. This parent is not just one person. They are everywhere. They could be your coworker, your neighbor, your brother, your best friend, your mother. They could even be you. This is just a sampling of the dozens of parents I interviewed across the country.
If I had $1 for every time I have felt alone, I'd be rich.
My mom guilted me for not bringing my daughter.
As a single parent, I am viewed as less.
I am constantly giving up things for the sake of my family's vitality.
Family was a priority over individual needs.
Economically, work is first to survive.
I should be spending all my time with my kids.
Sacrificing everything for the kids and making the kids my identity is an absolute must. I feel like a bad parent when I I choose to not be with her?
I was denied leave prior to delivery of my child.
Hard to be a mother with higher expectation on me.
If you are a stay-at-home parent, you're judged for not working. And if you are working, you are judged. There is no right way.
That's such a lonely headspace to be.
I was never lower. I look back at how much joy I missed.
I felt like such a failure.
Maybe I'm not a good mom. Maybe I shouldn't have had kids.
Parenting isn't supposed to feel this lonely. But in our society, parents are told that exhaustion, burnout, and marital stress are simply part of the job. They're told that if they just try harder, followed the right parenting book, managed their time better, or made more sacrifices, they wouldn't be struggling. But the truth is, parenting isn't failing parents. We are. We often think of relationships as emotional experiences, but they are also deeply physiological. Research published in the Journal of Psychosomatic Research found that relationship satisfaction has biological effects, healing effects on both partners. Couples who experienced secure, supportive relationships at home showed lower levels of cortisol, the primary stress hormone, and increased oxytocin, the hormone responsible for bonding and emotion regulation. This means that when parents have strong, connected relationships, they are not only more emotionally available for their children, but they experience better immune function, reduced inflammation, and lower risk for chronic disease. Employers feel the impact too. Workplaces lose an estimated $260 billion each year due to stress-related productivity loss and absenteeism. Employees dealing with relationship strain at home are more likely to experience burnout, disengagement, and higher turnover rates. But the most devastating impact is on the children. Children don't just witness their parents' stress, they absorb it. Research from the Child Traumatic Stress Network shows that children raised in high-stress, emotionally strained households were more likely to develop anxiety, depression, and behavioral issues. Parental distress affects brain development. And this can lead to long-term issues with academic performance and emotional health. The heartbreak of it is that many of these children think it's their fault. When their parents are emotionally absent or overwhelmed, children assume they've done something wrong. This can lead to deep shame associated with beliefs like, I'm unlovable, I'm not good enough, I'm a failure, I'm worthless. And this internalized shame can follow them into adulthood, leading to the most common dynamics in relationship associated with these beliefs. And it can perpetuate cycles of stress, disconnection, and inherited trauma. This isn't just a personal issue, it's a public health issue. And yet our healthcare system refuses to recognize the urgency. Here's the harsh truth. Couples therapy is not considered a covered benefit by most insurance companies. The reason? Because the most accurate diagnostic code for relational health is not a reimbursable diagnosis. And that's despite a 2017 article in the American Psychologist outlining significant scientific evidence demonstrating the direct causation between relationship distress and higher rates of physical health ailments and higher risk of morbidity. We've allowed our healthcare system to abandon parents and families under the guise of coverage limitations. We've allowed them to treat relational health as optional. Even therapists face barriers. Insurance companies create so much red tape that many providers have stopped offering couples therapy altogether because the reimbursement rates are so low or denied altogether that it's not financially viable. We have the power to change this. We need action. And it starts by shifting from judgment to real support. Support looks like employers offering flexible work policies and mental health benefits and resources, not just for the employee, but for their families. Studies show that companies with successful health and productivity programs showed superior outcomes, business outcomes, and financial returns. Support looks like healthcare reform, where couples therapy is covered under health insurance plans, where therapists are incentivized to treat relational issues without fear of inadequate reimbursement or putting their own livelihoods at risk. Support looks like communities investing in parenting resources, affordable childcare, accessible mental health services, and peer support groups where parents don't have to have it all together. That normalizes how hard parenting is and provides tangible ways to get relief. Support looks like neighbors asking, how can I help? Instead of, why can't you get it together? And most importantly, support looks like normalizing the idea that parents are not selfish for taking care of themselves. When parents feel emotionally supported, their relationships improve. And couples with safe, secure, supportive relationships are better employees, more present partners, and more engaged members of our community. This isn't just about parenting. This is about the future of our society. When we lift the burden from parents, we lift the burden from the next generation. We create communities where children grow up seeing emotional health and relationship connection modeled as strengths, not weaknesses. We have the power to change this. We cannot afford to let parents carry this alone any longer. We have the tools, the data, the research, the resources. Now we need your will. So I ask you, what kind of world do we want to build? One where parents silently crumble under the weight of judgment and exhaustion? Or one where parents are seen, supported, and empowered? This isn't about charity. This is about investment. Investment in parents, in children, in relationships, and in the collective health of our society. When we support parents, we heal families. And when we heal families, we strengthen communities. And when we strengthen communities, we change the world. It's time to stop judging and start helping. Thank you.